The last time we did one of these, I recorded it to the cloud instead of recording it to the computer. And after we were finished, I couldn't find the file because it had uploaded it to the cloud, but I was looking for it on the computer and I was like, oh my gosh, we just did an entire podcast.
Oh, Leslie was freaking out.
It's gone. I was like, it's gone. It wasn't anywhere. And then it takes a whole lot longer to upload to the cloud because our internet was slow. And then it finally popped up. I did like a word search on my computer and it finally popped up. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway, here we are. Welcome back to Home Position, the podcast where we talk about all things Formula One from the very comfortable position of the various rooms in our home. We are your hosts, Javier and Leslie Rodriguez, today joined by Marissa, Troy, and Abraham Plato. Right? Is it Plato?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it right.
It'll be plateau in Spanish.
There we go. Plato. That's, yes, very F1. Put a little exotic spin to it.
Yes.
Little spin on
it. Yeah, and basically today we are talking about summer break, all of the gossip, silly season. We can talk a little bit about the last race, but meh.
Yeah. We have a little bit of catch up in terms of races, but I mean, at this point, I think we're just too late. Like all that needed to be said is said, and yeah. And
like we're both Ferrari fans, at least the two of us. I know you guys come from a different perspective, although I know you like Ferrari as well to a certain point. But like, it's just heartbreaking to keep rehashing all of the mistakes that they keep making.
I mean,
and like
we're here for the memes by now. Like the
yeah.
memes are
I
incredible.
was gonna say that the only positive out of all of this is the plethora of amazing
Oh my
memes that are being
God.
generated.
Yes.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And the meme creators, I mean, the whole like subgenre of social media in F1 is, I could do a PhD on it. Like it is something that is so much fun to follow, because it's not just the meme creators who are, by the way, on top of it. Like
fast.
So fast.
So fast.
Who has, and so funny, like always so good. And then on top of that, like the actual social media directors or whatever, the interns or whoever it is that runs the social media for all of the teams.
For each team, yeah.
Hilarious. They're so funny.
And they troll each other.
They troll each other. They must all know each other. Is there some kind of like Formula One social media summit where they all like go and hang out and like get to know each other? But it's very fun to kind of watch everything unfold. Javi basically has turned our Instagram into like a resharing hub for all of the good memes.
Yeah.
We don't post anymore. We're just sharing everybody else's content because we can't one up anybody else. So we might as well just like keep the
and we're too slow.
Shared.
We're just way too slow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So what's the skinny? Who has some news they want to talk about?
Well, all the Alpine stuff we've got to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely where to begin.
Well, I actually for the YouTube video, I do have like a slideshow where I took screenshots of every
Oh yeah, here
happened.
we go.
If you want me to share my screen, hold on.
Absolutely.
Yes, please. I think I need to give you permission.
Okay.
Do you like have to request it from me, or I think because I'm the host, I have to like allow you to share maybe?
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Host has disabled participant screen sharing.
How do let's see, multiple participants can share, advanced sharing option. Try now?
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, we're so good at this, you guys.
Which one is it?
Oh,
Look at
I'm
that.
so
Okay.
excited.
Nice.
Wait, where did it go? It's gone now. Oh, wait. Why is it a black screen
I
there?
don't know, it's weird.
Hold on.
I can see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
We see
Is it
we see the Vettel.
Vettel.
Yeah.
really?
Weird. That's okay.
Okay, wait. What do you see now?
Vettel.
Still Vettel.
Okay. So I went through their social media accounts because I needed to figure out when things happened and what was going on.
I'm so pumped.
We're gonna have to upgrade your title from our what do we say? I'm forgetting the word.
Like design guru.
Yeah, to like our research person.
Yeah, our
research
yeah.
analyst.
Yes, absolutely.
Our correspondent. We're gonna come up with a title. It's gonna be great.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
I had to do this for me. I can't keep anything straight. So
I'm just a host here. I am here to just keep things going. You go right ahead. I can't wait.
okay. So July 28th was when Vettel announced that he was retiring from F1 after this season so he could spend more time with his family. And after he made that announcement, on August 1st, Aston Martin announced that Alonso would be joining them in 2023. And what's crazy about this is that Alpine learned that he was leaving them through their press release. Like he never told them himself.
So like,
damn, that's
wow.
cold.
I think that's kind of not nice.
That's cold.
But it's not the first time that something like this happens.
Right.
And Alonso is not known for his tact.
No, he's not. I think he likes being this way. He likes stirring the pot and causing drama.
Yeah.
So that announcement went out. And the next day, very quickly, Alpine announced that Piastri would be joining them with Esteban Ocon in 2023. So
Too quickly.
it was really quick. Piastri has been with them, I think, for 4 years. He's been the reserve driver, and they've invested heavily in like his development as a driver. So I think they just figured they have a contract with him. He's racing for us. But apparently they never told him before they made this announcement. And it's really weird that they didn't have a quote from Piastri to go along with this announcement, because usually they have something from the driver. So that same day, Piastri announced that he was not joining Alpine, that he didn't have an agreement with them. He has not signed a contract with them for 2023. He won't be racing for them next year.
I think that on his statement, that last sentence, it's what like kills it.
Yeah.
Because if he had said just like, oh, I haven't signed a contract, but I may be negotiating, he's just straight up, I will not be doing driving it. Like it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cold.
This whole thing has me very confused, because he's obviously not going to Mercedes, Red Bull, or Ferrari.
McLaren.
Right.
It's got to be McLaren.
So the only other team that's competing with Alpine right now is McLaren, but they are very much on level with Alpine, as far as I can tell. They're not like a vastly superior team. So for him to turn down a sure thing with a team that he's been with for years to try to go to another team that's performing about as well seems like a really risky move.
He didn't know about Vettel's retirement and all of that stuff. So it's possible he's been in like secret discussion with McLaren this year, thinking he wasn't going to get a seat at Alpine. And Alpine had said they would like kind of loan him to another team so that he could keep racing. So I think he got a deal with McLaren or someone else, and then all this happened. And Alpine may have known that something was going on, so they just quickly put out this press release, maybe hoping to bully him, saying, I don't know. Like, it's really weird.
It is really weird.
There are rumors that Piastri's contract with Alpine expired on July 31st, which would make the announcement that Alonso was going to Aston Martin on August 1st kind of interesting. It seems kind of perfectly timed in a way to cause trouble. But I mean, I don't know. But
we're all just at this point.
Yeah, and I know that it's interesting. Both sides are saying they're right. Both sides are saying, they understand the contract, they know what's up, and Alpine still thinks that Oscar will be racing for them next year, according to what they're saying publicly. So I don't know.
It's going to be a rocky relationship if this is the start.
Yeah, why will you stay? Yeah, but like I agree with Abe. Like there are 20 seats. There aren't many seat openings every year. There are, I don't know, hundreds of drivers that will want to take that spot. If you got one for sure, the only way that you will say no, even if it's on the crappiest team,
right,
it's because you have another seat lined up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got to be McLaren. I would not be surprised if Ricardo goes to Alpine.
That's
Because-
rich.
Yeah, I mean, because he has that thing in his contract where there's like an escape clause
Mm.
where he technically has a contract till 2023, but they could break it for certain reasons.
Mm.
So I wonder if that's what's going to happen.
I guess it's kind of like what makes the most sense. Because
Yeah.
I know that some other people were talking about the possibility of Schumacher moving somewhere.
Right.
But I mean, I feel that it's too much of like musical chairs when it's I mean, easy swap, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there aren't that many spots open. So Williams has a potential open seat. AlphaTauri has a potential open seat. Haas, Alfa Romeo, and maybe Alpine McLaren might also. So there aren't
There's a lot
that
of
many
uncertainty
places to go.
in next year's lineup still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were chatting about it, and I mean, an Alfa Romeo, I will be very surprised if they didn't keep the lineup.
I agree.
Because,
Yeah, Joe's been doing
you know,
fine.
yeah, you have a rookie that's been doing okay. He's been very unlucky, and it hasn't been his fault. And then you had I guess AlphaTauri. I'm on the fence with Yuki. I'm not so sure about him.
His attitude
Yeah.
makes it difficult. Like his performance is so, but his attitude just seems negative.
Yeah, like it's just like it was kind of funny at the beginning, like the first year maybe, but by now it's like, dude, cool off. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting. I mean, I don't know how much fresh talent is available to kind of come in and revitalize things, because if all of the seats that are up for grabs had to be filled, there'd be a lot of new faces next year.
I mean, Piastri, and then there's De Vries, the Formula E.
I'd be very curious to
champion.
see him come in.
Yeah. He's a little older. I think he's 27, so he might have a little bit more maturity than some of the younger drivers.
yeah. The thing with a seat on AlphaTauri, it's like, you're not going to win anything.
Right, you're not really
Like,
going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's why I was so surprised that Gasly was so happy about like having a longer contract with them. It's like, okay, so you know that you're just gonna be middle of the pack for sure.
Yeah, I saw a random post, I don't know how official this is, that said that his contract has an exit clause that he's allowed to move to a team if they have a better rating in the standings. So, I mean, given how AlphaTauri is doing right now, that'd be most teams. So
Everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he's hoping that, he can just kind of keep a sure thing and then eventually move up to a better seat.
Yeah. I wanted to go back real quick because we kind of skipped it because of what all this stuff happened. But Vettel's retirement, I think is a real big deal, just because of how much activism he was doing.
I agree.
And that's just going to disappear, because there is nobody that is, I guess Hamilton is vocal about some of his things, but Vettel was, I thought it was a kind of like a very refreshing image outside of the racing.
Yeah,
had a
he
huge
did.
stage.
Mm.
I think he will be greatly missed in the paddock.
I think so. He's liked a lot of, I haven't heard bad things about him.
Yeah, I mean,
wonder-
every helmet he did was like an activist helmet this year, like the bees one he did.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Do you think that he might pull an Alonso and like leave and come back? Or do
I
you
have
think
a hard time. I have a hard time thinking that he would do that.
I mean, if he really wants to do this to spend time with family, then I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like Alonso did it more just because he was frustrated with his position. And to be fair, maybe Vettel is too. He has a lot to be frustrated about.
Oh yeah. That's like crappy. That's the other thing. Like, why would Alonso, unless he got booted out or got a lot of money from Aston Martin, like
he's got to be getting a
He
lot.
wanted a multi-year contract, and he wasn't going to get that
I see.
where he was. They would only give him a 1-year
It's in
contract.
his 40s. I mean, that's
So
Yeah. Aston Martin is very disappointing. Like,
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I was hoping they'd be more competitive. I mean, not that I really care how Stroll does, but just for Vettel's sake, and just to have another, midfield contender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the nice drivers too, because he seemed like a nice guy.
yeah,
Wow.
legitimate nice guy.
Yeah, it's funny. We've only really been watching F1 since our wedding, so like 8 months or so.
Mhm.
And so we've only ever known Vettel as kind of this likable guy who
11.
wasn't much of a.
Right?
Oh
Isn't it August?
my gosh! Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Don't forget your anniversary. It's the first one.
He already forgot. He asked me what it was the other day. So.
So we never really knew Vettel as, in his time, the Hamilton of the sport, like he was
Right. I mean, he was dominant as hell.
Yeah, he holds the record for the most wins in a row, and then he had a disappointing run with Ferrari, and
youngest champion.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has been interesting to kind of like learn about him as we've become fans and find out that he's a titan of the sport, just kind of past his prime.
Yeah, we always thought about that with the, how the obviously Drive to Survive came up, and a lot of new fans, and you think of Vettel and he's like, oh, he's just a crappy driver or like whatever. But then, 4-time world champion. I mean, he crushed it before. Everything changed when they went into the hybrid era. But before then, like Red Bull was destroying everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to picture him in a Red Bull uniform. Like I'm used to him either in Ferrari or Aston Martin.
Livery. It feels wrong.
Yeah, it does.
We were talking the other day about how like for new F1 fans, especially, so many new F1 fans are Americans, and we, as new fans have been latching onto drivers who are not, because of the Netflix series, because of Drive to Survive, identifying and liking driver personalities or driver stories. But then like you can't just like a driver, because their careers change so quickly and they don't last very long. Obviously we have a few of them who, like Hamilton, Vettel for what it's worth, obviously not at this point, but like, their prime eclipses so quickly. And like, if you don't latch onto a team, then it can be really disappointing. So I'm thinking of all these American fans who were like, fell in love with Ricardo when Ricardo was, had promise and was like doing interesting things. And then it's just been like massively disappointing for the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a letdown for new fans of the sport who have decided like, oh yeah, Ricardo's my man. And then like, it's just, well, this sucks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A lot of like, I know there's a bunch of podcasts that have popped up that are like American girls following Formula One. So there's like Girls Just Want to F1, box something. Anyway, there's a couple of them that I've seen, and they all love Ricardo.
Of course, yeah.
And it's just kind of like, well, what's gonna happen now? Like, are they gonna stay interested, or anyway?
Yeah.
Thing that I have found interesting, as a new fan to the sport as well.
Yeah. The transition from being a Drive to Survive fan to an F1 fan, because they kind of feel like two different things, has been a little jarring at times.
They're very different. Michelle and Jen will watch Drive to Survive. They will not watch races with us. They get bored.
Yeah, because like when you watch Drive to Survive and they show the races, it's like that channel that only shows red zone moments from the NFL. So it's showing you like. Right, it's like, oh my God, look at these passes, look at that. And if you can't get invested in the overall race strategy, then you're just sitting there like, they're just going around in circles. Right. Like, what is this?
Which is kind of how I feel about NASCAR.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Just going in the circle, like, okay, what are we doing here? But yeah, it's definitely two very different things, like being able to get interested in the strategy and the, the technology of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I, for one, would be really sad if Leclerc left Ferrari and like his his career subsequently just kind of like fell apart afterward. Like I would just be super disappointed, but at the same time, like you have to find other things to invest in besides just one driver.
Yeah, this season has been so nice. I mean, granted, again, we watched like half a dozen races from the last season, but every race was like heart pounding, stress inducing, because it was like so razor thin margins. Is Hamilton going to be able to do it? And then
Oh my
such a
God, it was
disappointing
so
ending.
stressful.
And so this season, because like I like Ferrari, but I'm not like a mega Ferrari fan, it's been much more relaxed for me because Hamilton hasn't been in competition. And so as a mostly Mercedes fan, I've kind of gotten to sit back and be like, just watch every race.
Is Mercedes your favorite team?
Well, for now, I really want McLaren to become more competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just, I like this season a lot because it feels very low stakes. Like as boring as it is to have have Red Bull kind of running away with it, it is cool to watch all the midfield competitions, and it seems so much more dense than it has been in past years, and that's been really fun.
Yeah, the Red Bull running away with it is a bit of a bummer. Like coming off of a season where it was just like so close to the end for the win. That was, I mean, like it was, you know, it did make your heart stop every race, which was stressful, but it was also like super exciting. And it is still exciting, you're right, to like look at the midfield and see who's coming up and like be excited for people like Russell who are getting pole position for the first time and other like kind of little victories that are happening. But like with Red Bull being 80 points ahead right now, well, Max, it's just kind of like cool.
There's a lot of season.
There's a lot of season left.
Yeah, but it'd be a heck of a second season for either Ferrari or Mercedes to come back and take this one.
Oh my God, it would be,
It's gonna happen.
But you never know. You never know.
Faith.
Yes.
I know it's mathematically impossible, but Latifi will find a way.
He'll find a way to like mess something up.
He will be an important player on.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
He might not win the championship, but he'll decide it.
Yes.
Oh no.
Damn it. Painful.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to be so curious to see how much things shake up. I didn't realize mid-season was only a month break. I thought it was like a 3-month break, but of course there literally isn't time in the year for that. So
you still think it's June, apparently.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you think summer break and you're thinking June, July, August, but it's just August.
But yeah, I'm going to be really curious to see if, like, it seems like Mercedes is competitive with the top team. So is that going to continue? Is Ferrari going to get there together? You know,
are they going to fire Binotto?
No.
Binotto.
Yeah.
So I think that's my big curiosity for the second half of the season is mostly going to be, is Mercedes actually, after chasing it all year, are they actually going to be fighting for podiums and fighting for wins? You know?
I think they will.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have.
That's so cute.
I know,
You need a jersey.
I have one.
You don't have like this.
Put it on. No, I do.
I need something. I don't have, Javi's got a Ferrari jacket. I don't have anything yet. So I really want a hat, but I can't have a red hat because it's MAGA. It's too MAGA. So
he ruined everything.
Yeah.
You had any more slides on your
slideshow? Oh yeah, one more. It's just some reaction stuff. I went on everyone's Twitters and I was looking at like how the different teams reacted. So, I just thought it was funny that Alfa Romeo posted them looking at their phones with a popcorn emoji. And Mercedes did all of F1 Twitter right now.
I did not see any of this.
Alex's response is legendary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the first one to put something like that.
He's clever. He's funny. Yeah, he said, "I understand that with my agreement, Williams Racing have put out a press release this afternoon that I am driving for them next year. This is right, and I have signed a contract with Williams for 2023." Like, it's just so cute. And then Oscar Piastri wrote back and he said, "Congrats, mate."
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
It makes me wonder, like, does that rub the wrong way to somebody in the paddock, or it's just like, oh, okay, we'll just, you know.
Some people at Alpine might have gotten a little, I'm sure some people at Alpine are just
I have
angry
no
in general
doubt
right now.
I
They're
have
probably
no doubt.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that, you know, like most of the administration of that team is completely changed when they went from like true Renault team to Alpine, because that changed, what was it, like last year?
Yeah.
And so none of those people are, but when the whole Renault thing happened with Red Bull not taking their engines anymore, and with Ricardo moving from Renault to McLaren, like, and again, I think a lot of you could see it from Drive to Survive. There was a lot of like hidden anger, you know, like there was friction for sure on all those things. So
and they have miscommunication problems. You remember last year when they let that?
Yeah, Alan Prost was one of their advisors, and apparently they just fire him without telling him. He found out
through the press release.
Oh wow!
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time that Alpine does something like this. So
Yeah.
The French.
I'm just surprised that, like, if there really is something between Piastri and McLaren right now, I'm just surprised at how close he's been able to keep that to the chest. Like, for Alpine, for nobody at Alpine to know enough to like slow that press release down, for nobody to like have a clue that that might be happening, it's some kind of deal that is very secretive, and that surprises me, because it's hard to keep secrets in that world. I mean, I would think it's a small world, and gossip gets around, and there's a lot of money being thrown around, and it's just surprising to me that like it would be that tight to the chest.
Yeah.
But that just shows the mistakes that they make.
Oh gosh.
Where's Oscar Piastri from? Do y'all know?
Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
They'll be switching Australians.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. What a mess.
Or they move Norris to Alpine and Piastri to McLaren, and they have Ricardo and Piastri.
They would never take him.
Yeah, I think they.
He is their darling boy.
Yeah, in a different car, I think Lando Norris could win a world championship. He's obviously very good.
He's great.
Yeah, he is good. He
has no fear.
Yeah.
He's got some really interesting. His racecraft is fun to watch. What little I know about racecraft.
Leslie knows about it.
I throw that word around like I am some kind of expert judge.
Yeah, it all looks the same to me, but it's very impressive.
There are some things that he's done though that like strike me as extremely reckless and brave, and I'm like, when I see the slow, like the replays of moves that he pulls, I'm like, this guy, you have to have some balls to be able to throw your car around like that.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys think is going to happen with Williams? Is Latifi going to stay or not?
No, I hope not. Oh, that was mean.
I'm with you.
He doesn't do anything.
I think the fact that, like, I understand that he brings in money,
right?
But if your team has 3 points to their name, it doesn't matter. Like the money isn't doing it, and he's obviously not performing. The fact that he was able to get a purple sector and then get 20th on the grid is, I mean, it's like, it is objectively hilarious, but it also just speaks to how you can't have a driver who's going to do that. That is such a massive screw up. Yeah. So the smart thing to do would be to get rid of them and try to get some fresh talent. Because like George Russell was doing great for them, scoring points, Albon scoring points. If they could just get a couple of drivers with that level of talent, they could start moving up into the midfield.
Yeah.
So who goes to Williams?
Maybe they bring someone new in.
Ricardo.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that that's a team that has to bring somebody new. Like I feel that anybody that is already racing, going to Williams is kind of like going to die.
Yeah. I don't think they could attract talent that's already on the grid.
Maybe
Right.
it's what's his name from the US?
Oh
Colton.
yeah, the American driver.
Colton?
Yeah, Colton something or something
Colton.
Colton. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
Yeah.
should know that.
I should be more excited about the first American driver in a while.
I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, it's a thought. And he could potentially bring money just because, advertisement, new fans in the States.
Yeah, a lot of
like,
people probably
For
rally behind
sure.
him.
yeah. All right, then we have Lance Stroll that is gonna be there with Alonso. So that's said.
Yep.
Yuki, what do you guys think of Yuki?
I just think he's really immature. I would prefer him gone, but I think they'll keep him.
I think he has one more year to prove himself.
I think he does too.
He's
not
a little dick.
Yeah.
He is. He really is.
He's a jerk to his engineers.
Yeah, he annoys me now. Like,
Yeah.
he's annoying.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating year for me because I think he's been outperforming Gasly fairly consistently, and I really liked Gasly. And last year, I think he was best of the rest in terms of drivers. Like outside of the top teams, he was the best performing individual driver, and so obviously
He started okay this year too.
Yeah, he did.
So it's just I would prefer to see him paired with someone that I liked more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Haas, we know that. So Schumacher has. I think he has a contract for one more year.
When I looked it up, I didn't see a contract, but I might have been looking at old news.
Yeah. And there was somebody talking, I think it was Gunther Steiner, saying that they don't have to wait for because he's a Ferrari Academy driver, but I don't think he has any links to Ferrari anymore except his past. So if another team offers something for him, or he's in play.
1 hour ago,
Oh.
on autoweek.com, contract talks suspended. F1 driver Mick Schumacher's future could be in doubt.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I could kind of see that, but that's sad.
it is. I don't feel like they're giving him an entirely fair chance. He scored his first points and then he had a fantastic race.
He's been getting better, I feel like.
Yeah. It's really difficult to know how much of his performance is Haas and how much of it is him. And obviously Magnussen's been doing better with that car, but Magnussen is a much more experienced driver.
Right. And they don't always run the same car. Like the last race, Magnussen had upgrades, but Schumacher didn't. So how do you compare?
Yeah, I think the hard part with Schumacher is just, he is who he is. Like
There's
would be
rumblings of him going to Aston Martin to replace Stroll.
What?
That would be interesting.
Stroll does have a contract until the end of 2023, according to what I saw. That's interesting.
My gosh.
So yeah. Oh, but that ended this past week when Lance Stroll was confirmed for next season to race with Alonso. So this puts young Schumacher perhaps wondering if he will even be on the F1 grind in 2023. So it's possible he doesn't have a seat next year.
Yeah, I think it would just be sad to see a Schumacher drop out of the sport so quickly.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, do you expect that Stroll is not gonna have a contract? Come on.
I know, right?
All right. So then we talked about Alfa Romeo and how we thought that they will still give another year to Joe.
He deserves it. He's done a pretty good job, I think. I mean, especially if you watch him in practice and quali. I mean, he's fairly competitive.
Yeah, he's
also kept a low profile. He's not mouthing off or doing,
He's respectful.
As a rookie driver, he seems to know his place.
Yeah, he does.
He's out-qualified Bottas multiple times. He got points in his first showing. Like he's doing fine. I think
Poor Marissa.
It makes me so sad.
and obviously, he's from China, huge market.
Yeah.
He's well known. Brings money to the team. So I don't think he'll be going anyway.
Yeah.
Then we have McLaren that we've been talking about it. So Yeah, so Ricardo, if he goes, and we think Piastri is the person. I mean, it's the only logical play.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, he would have taken that spot at Alpine.
Right. And then we have Alpine with Ocon that is going to stay there for sure. And then we think possibly Ricardo, but that's not for sure.
Right.
I mean, who else will you bring to fill that seat? I mean, Piastri is the number one option that we know right now, with the rumor of possibly Ricardo, but then what if it's none of them?
Yeah, they might bring in someone fresh. I just don't know who really wants, like, Ricardo is arguably like the third or fourth worst driver on the grid right now. Like, he is just doing really poorly. So I don't know that anyone really wants Ricardo.
But maybe they figure him moving to another team, he might have
could
more
revitalize him.
success. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if he felt like he was the top driver on another team, or he could just build his confidence back up, maybe we'd see the old Ricardo come back.
Yeah, but I don't think that will be the case. I would think that Ocon will be their main man. He's been there now longer, and it's not the first time that Ricardo moves to another team expecting to be the top dog.
He's currently in 12th place.
Yeah, I was in 12th place in a McLaren.
Yeah, he's in a So I mean, he moved from Red Bull to Renault to be the top guy. He really wasn't outperforming at that time Sainz very much.
Right.
And then he went to McLaren. I think for sure knowing that Norris was their guy, but it was another one of those like, oh, I just need a change of scenery. Maybe that will bring my level back up, and obviously hasn't worked.
Yeah, I think leaving Renault was his mistake, because he had a good year with Renault before he left, and he just kept that going.
Yeah.
I just looked up the Ricardo thing, and every news source today says that he's going.
He's like leaving, or he's going to Alpine?
He's going to Alpine. That's what. Did anything just happen?
I've been looking, I haven't seen anything official on it.
No, there's nothing official.
But I've seen articles that say he is going to Alpine.
It's like multiple sources confirm, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I also just read that they fired Magnussen on his birthday by email in 2015.
Wow.
Haas did that?
No, McLaren.
Ooh.
Apparently Magnussen was driving for McLaren in 2015.
Oh.
And they fired him on his birthday by email.
Well, that's solid.
I don't think
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah, so that brings us to the top three teams where nobody's moving.
Right.
I mean,
Nobody's
those three are so. Yeah, I mean, those have. Yeah, everybody had like solid lineups, and the cars are, performing all right.
I think Sainz is underperforming to his potential right now. Or he's been doing better recently, but started off rough. But everyone else is having a great time. Checo's fallen off a little bit in the last.
Yeah, Checo had
last couple of races.
For a moment he was like, oh, maybe he will be a contender, and now it's like, I guess not. I mean, he's the second driver again.
For sure, yeah. We'll see. Second half of the season is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it should be. I hope it is.
I know. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully.
At the very least, there's going to be bitter drama from.
Yeah.
We just need
getting sacked and whatever else.
Yeah. Need some Verstappen DNFs to make things interesting again.
I know, that's the only way.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, it's crazy. He spun out.
That was amazing. I love that.
He like spun out in front of Leclerc, like, see ya.
You gotta hand it to him.
He spun out, and he still won by like how many minutes? Like
minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was a little bitter that I think maybe, and this is a long shot, but if Russell had towed Hamilton down the straights and just let him zip on by, Hamilton on a fresh pair of softs might have been able, especially with it raining at the end and Verstappen having to really slow down.
Yeah, he really had to.
Interesting.
I think Hamilton could have maybe like fought for the last, because he was just shaving away.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, he was fast.
But
the thing to me is like, all right, so Verstappen spun, and they ended up winning by 10 seconds. But if it happens to any other driver, they finish 15.
Done.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like if it happens to Leclerc, he ends up 7th. Like there is no chance he wins. You know, like if it happens to anybody else, maybe the other one is Hamilton. If he's able to save it and he has a car like Verstappen does, he
We've
wins.
seen him do that. We have
Right,
seen
exactly.
Earlier in the
But-
season.
Yeah.
But anybody else, they like get out of the curve or like get out of the track for a little bit and the race is over.
Crap their pants and it's done.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's a beast. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mentality thing. Like to believe that you yourself can still make it happen and do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It is incredible. Like,
For as much as we don't like him, we
Yeah.
have learned to respect him.
For sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I
it
think-
gets better as he gets older and a little bit more mature.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year's been a little easier. Like, unfortunately, I think it is easier to like Max when he is winning by a wide margin because he is a very
He's not a
gracious
baby.
winner. Like he's just like, oh yes, I'm very happy all the time. It's like, of course you're
That's
winning by
so
100.
It's easy to be a gracious winner. It's really
Right.
hard to be a gracious loser. And I'm going to judge him on that.
Right.
I'm going to judge you on how you lose.
Yeah. Yeah, which Leclerc is getting a masterclass in learning to be a gracious loser right now.
Oh my
poor
gosh.
Leclerc.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Leclerc. Oh, mercy. Yeah, hopefully they can get there. And like Red Bull still has 2 engine changes, don't they? Like they still have 2 before they start taking penalties.
Yeah, I think they still have.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think they've
I'm pretty sure they've had 1 and I think they have 2 left.
Yeah.
No, fun stuff. All right. Well, I don't have anything else.
Yeah. No, that was
No,
That
that's
pretty
fine.
much covers it. We're gonna have to do another. Like, I was kind of hoping that by the time we got to this, that we would have already heard about like what was going on with McLaren and everything else. So we're gonna have to do another update whenever we actually get all that news.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Perfect. Thank you for the slideshow. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
That was awesome. You make us look professional.
Yeah, you make us look prepared.
We totally planned that.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's all we got for you. If you want to reach out to us, we are homepositionf1@gmail.com and at homepositionf1 on Twitter and Instagram. That's all
And
I
I'm
got.
Marisa Troy.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
For Wicked Design and all other things news.
Yeah, we need Marisa's plug in there.
Yep.
Yeah. At Marissa Troy on Instagram.
There we
There
go.
you go.
There it is. Perfect. All right.
All
I'm
right.
going to stop this recording. Thanks, y'all.